Hello and welcome to the Godcast with Alfred. And I really hope you guys been well, keeping yourself um, well physically, mentally, and obviously taking care of your essence. And this being the festive season, I hope you guys are celebrating this season responsibly. And as I usually bring these podcasts to you twice a month, one being the first Sunday of the month and another the last Sunday of the month. And fortunately, this one that happens to not only be the last podcast of the month, but also happens to be the last podcast of the year 2022, and falling on a Christmas Day, being the last Sunday of this month, the 25th. So I'd like to welcome you to the podcast, and let's go right back into the topic today. I'll be speaking basically on the need or the importance of reflecting on the past year and basically contemplating on the coming year. It's very important for us to reflect on the past 300 and let's say 63 days, so we really get to know what are the things that we have done correctly and what are the things that we have missed out when trying to accomplish our goals. So you get to see and reflect on what are the opportunities you missed out that we have really not taken. What are the financial opportunities that in the past year we should have undergone or have taken, but didn't get to them? What are the physical or mental aspect of our lives that we had to take care of? Many of us, obviously, in the beginning of the year, usually we have a certain goal, a certain physical goal, especially. We want to get healthier, whether it's through losing weight, usually because we just gone through this festive season, usually maybe Christmas or anything like that, and we've eaten and enjoyed being merry and all that. Then we usually gain a bit of weight here and there, so we tend to want to lose some weight, or just simply want to get much more physical or physically fit. So these are the goals that we usually put, and especially in the beginning of the year, and then when we are able to accomplish them, we should look at ourselves and say and think to ourselves, what is it that stopped us from accomplishing this goal right here, whether it's financially, mentally, whatever goal that we set out to undertake that year. And so it's very important to reflect on these goals, because as we move forward, we tend to even we want to develop even more, so we tend to try and adapt or accomplish other goals. So if we do not contemplate on the goals that we had set out the previous year, right, then we will tend to really stack pile of goals, and at the end of the day, in this scenario, at the end of the year, we find that we have not accomplished a lot of our goals that we have set out, such that when we go to the following year, that is the coming year, is that we have not been able to accomplish many of the previous year goals. So we want new goals, but it would be too overwhelming if we adopt other goals, because it will be too much for us. We need goals that are doable, goals that we can accomplish, that we can handle. So by reflecting on these goals that we tend to try and accomplish, and we will be able to see what are the mistakes that we have undergone, so that we do not create or do the same mistakes next time round. What are the set of behaviors that we need to change so that we can adapt and achieve these goals that we want to do or we want to accomplish? So this way we are better able to get or enter the following year with much more clarity. And this is the whole premises of it: having better goals, having better reflection of the things that we missed out the previous year, basically rectifying the things that we had done wrong the previous year, so that once we enter this year, the next coming year, then we're better situated or better suited, so that it's much more clearer and easier for us to complete these new goals that we set out. So we won't create the same mistakes over and over. So seriously reflecting on that year, you can do it in a monthly basis. Even if you are able, you can do it on a weekly basis, right? Like you take the past month, the past few months, the past year, or you can just look at the goals that you had set out and then that you had written down. And I hope a lot of you have already written down these goals, or you had written your goals down, so that you can come back to them and then see how much or how far you've gone with these goals. So really reflecting on them will give you a much more clearer vision or much more clear steps that to take next time, so that you won't repeat these the same mistakes over, like mentioned before. And once you're able to do this, you can start contemplating on the next coming year. Now, we shouldn't make the mistake of trying to create goals without really reflecting on the past year, on the past of what are the mistakes that you have done, and exactly where you can rectify this. When the next year comes, it will be easier to contemplate these new goals you're setting out, because now you have a better grasp of what you can do better next time round, right? So contemplating comes after the reflection. Now you can know. Now you can start putting the goals for next year. You can start writing them down, and then seeing how you can better accomplish these goals. Now there will be two types of the goals that you're going to set out. One being the goals that you missed that in that year. This, for example, the 2022 goals that you missed out, and you still want to accomplish the next year. Then you'll have new fresh goals that the past few months before the end of the year that you think this has to be done so that I can develop the self even more. And as we know, when this podcast is all about seeing the best version of ourselves, which I call the God version of us. And without setting goals, it will be difficult for us to go further than we are. So the God self, the God version of us, needs to always be evolving, needs to always be on the move, needs to be transforming the self so that we become better. And obviously, what better use of our time than trying to accomplish our goals? How better can we use our time? And that's something to contemplate about when setting our goals. Our time, the time slots that we have, the free time, the time that we have when we are not doing heavy tasks or doing our work that we're supposed to be doing. What are we doing in between, right? Everyone has the right to do whatever they want to, but at the end of the day, we will judge our own self by what we have accomplished, and the way that we have to accomplish is to use our time efficiently. A best way to do that is by creating the goals that we want to achieve and working on them. And I must say, it's never enough just to create the goals, just writing the goals. When you have written these goals down, when you've now set the goals that you want to accomplish, right? The best step after that will always be action. You cannot run away from action. Procrastinating is one of those killers that kills our dreams. If we're going to procrastinate, then we won't never see the best version of ourselves. So action should come after the strategies. Action should come after the goals, right? Goals are written down, goals are put in place, but action should always be taken seriously. Initiation of those actions. And how do we do that? By doing things consistently, by doing what we're supposed to do no matter what, by making sure we show up, right? So action should always come forward. We cannot just set goals and then expect these goals to accomplish themselves. We have to take action. And so it goes that without the action following these goals that we have placed for next year, then we will not go anywhere. We will not be able to really accomplish these goals. So set out the goals, reflect on them. Contemplate on them, reflect on the past year, reflect on the goals that you've missed out, making sure that you know where you went wrong, making sure that next time round you know exactly what you're supposed to do, because each and every year is more like a second chance that we're given. Each year is some sort of a blessing that we can go out there. We're given this time to go out there and be able to be productive, to set out our mission, to set out our vision, so that we can get to the place that we want to see, that we want to eventually see the God self, the God version of ourselves that we always are trying to develop. And this is another reason why I started this podcast in the first place, to see people develop, to see them be able to accomplish those goals they set out by seeing the best version of themselves. So for them to take the action. That's why anything that starts in the mental, anything that is accompanied by the spirit, or accompanied by the essence and the true belief, it can emerge into the physical. As long as you put your action into it, you put your whole being into it, you try your level best to see where you can go with it. Otherwise, if there's no action, then nothing can be accomplished. You're even better off just doing things with a weak plan, but with a strong execution. So it goes a man with a weak or vague plan, but a very, very strong initiative action is better than a man with a strong plan or strong strategy but no action or no initiatives at all. So you're better off having a vague plan, but that can get you somewhere with obviously with action that follows that, than just having a strong plan that just sits there and you take no action. So this is more of a call to action, a call for those who want to see their goals. They want to see the best version of themselves. They want to see that the best they can be, and be able to transform and evolve to the best version of themselves, the God self. And this will only come if we decide to take steps and take that action, initiate those actions, so that we are better able to see our vision accomplished. And this can only come by setting those goals and taking steps to do those needed actions, doable actions. And so I'd like to finish there by first wishing you guys a happy Christmas and a very, very wonderful coming year 2023. Hopefully you guys will accomplish what you set out to accomplish for 2023. Contemplate on rather reflect on 2022, where you missteps and hopefully next time round we all are better suited to see the best version of ourselves, as long as we're working, as long as we are doing and taking the action needed to do so. Anyway, and I'll stop there, and once again, have a happy new year, and peace to the gods.